my friends, and welcome to another video on my channel, Big Bill Anderson's Life Tours. Today I'm going to tell you about the all-too-brief rise to stardom of a handsome young actor and literally his crash to earth at the age of 25 that ended a promising career. Robert Charles Francis was born in Glendale, California on February 26, 1930. His parents, James and Lillian Francis, ran a family pharmacy. He was the youngest by 10 years of 3 children. Francis was a conscientious student and excellent skier, so much so that throughout the majority of his teenage years he had aspirations to join the U.S. Olympic team. While tanning himself on a Santa Monica beach, he was spotted by a Hollywood talent scout who persuaded him that with his handsome, all-American looks, he should try to become an actor. Francis graduated from Pasadena City College in 1947 and then began to take acting classes, though interrupted by a 2-year stint in the U.S. Army. He attended the Potomac Schneider Drama Workshop, where the husband of his acting coach, who worked at Columbia Pictures, helped arrange a screen test for studio head Harry Cohen, who had been looking for a new male lead. Francis' quiet and peaceful manner, in contrast to those of others such as James Dean and Marlon Brando, appealed to Cohen, who was known for demanding obedience from his stars and staff. Although Francis tended to play reserved characters, they were often very rebellious in their approach. On the strength of his screen test, he earned a contract and the lead role in The Caine Mutiny. Francis took a keen interest in aviation in his early 20s, and it was this passion that brought him to the attention of Howard Hughes. The two men frequently went flying together, with Francis most likely to be at the controls of Hughes's planes, though Francis's time in the air was curtailed once Cohen offered him a contract with Columbia. Francis's motion picture debut was also his most significant role, that of Vincent Willie Keith in The Caine Mutiny in 1954, alongside Humphrey Bogart, Fred MacMurray, Van Johnson, and Jose Ferrer. The film involved a romantic subplot opposite actress May Winn. Prior to the film's release, Francis and Winn were sent on a press junket together by Cohen as a way to showcase the studio's 2 youngest stars. As a result, gossip magazines reported a romance between the two and even possible engagement. After The Caine Mutiny, Francis was voted one of the screen's world's promising personalities of 1954. Capitalizing on his rising star, Francis was cast in They Rode West, followed by The Bamboo Prison and John Ford's The Long Gray Line. In Ford's film, Francis was given 3rd billing in the screen credits, indicating that Columbia had been projecting him to become a big star. Although he appeared in only 4 films in his short life and career, in each one he played a character in the military and received solid reviews. Francis was then loaned to Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer for Tribute to a Bad Man, and was scheduled to travel to the film location in Wyoming to begin filming a journey he would never make. On July 31st, 1955, a little more than a week before his departure for Tribute to a Bad Man film set, Francis piloted a Beechcraft Bonanza belonging to fellow actor Joe Kirkwood Jr. Also on board were Kirkwood's business partner George Meyer, 38, a commercial pilot who had flown B-29 bombers in World War II, and starlet Ann Russell, who was only 24 years old. Immediately after a 5 p.m. takeoff, which eyewitnesses called a poor takeoff, from Lockheed Air Terminal in Burbank, The plane's engine began to sputter and then lost power over Westland Cemetery. Francis managed to avoid crashing into a crowd at a nearby Valhalla Memorial Park, but the aircraft stalled and crashed in a parking lot where it burst into flames, killing all occupants. It was alleged that Francis did not possess a pilot's rating or certificate, and that Civil Aeronautics Administration investigation determined that pilot error was responsible for the crash, which took place nearly 6 months after the release of the Long Gray Line. Also suspect was the fact that in the crash, Francis was found sitting alone in the front at the pilot's seat. Co-pilot's seat was empty, and the pilot was sitting in the back seat with actress Ann Russell. Robert Francis was buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Park on August 2nd, 1955. His funeral was attended by celebrities such as Jack Lemmon, Vince Edwards, and Mae Winn. Winn later married Jack Kelly, who appeared with both Winn and Francis in They Rode West. About 50 feet away, his friend and passenger that day, 24-year-old Ann Russell, is laid to rest. Ann Russell left behind a husband and 3 children, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. My son Audie and I visited both of their graves and paid our respects to these two that passed away so very young and tragically. My friends, I hope you enjoyed learning a little history of Hollywood with this video. It is very tragic, I understand, but sometimes people get lost in the shuffle of everyday life, and it's important that we don't forget people that came before us. And so that's why this video was done. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, ring the notification bell to be alerted for future videos, subscribe if you haven't done already, and I thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day, spending a few moments with Big Bill Anderson's Life Tours. Adios, amigos.